Den här sändningen presenteras av Pepsi.
Det som man är orolig för är mycket mer tekniska.
Kan vi köra den här sidan först?
Jag kanske ska säga välkommen.
Magic Johnson, en av världens bästa basketspelare och antagligen den mest älskade. Han är 2 meter och 6 centimeter lång och spelade som playmaker i Los Angeles Lakers i 12 år. Den 7 november 1991 chockade han den amerikanska nationen när han avslöjade att han hade smittats av HIV och måste sluta med professionell basket.
Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today.
I veckan besökte han Skandinavien och jag hakade på. Nu har Magic just kommit hit till Köpenhamn. Han kommer direkt från Milano. Klockan är 11 på kvällen. Han skriver just nu autografer. Jag är nervös. För sista intervjun han gjorde så reste han sig upp och gick när journalisten frågade hur han hade fått HIV. Och det är en rätt svår fråga att undvika. Excuse me, Magic. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine.
I'm Stina. I'm the one who's going to interview you. Hopefully.
Okay, where are you going to interview me?
Over there somewhere.
Okay.
So I've seen nicer rooms in my life. I must admit. Okay. Is it true that you invented this high five?
Yes.
Can you do it to me?
Yeah, high five. Oh, yeah.
You invented that?
Mm-hmm. In college. A guy, myself and my teammate named Greg Kelser. It's kind of hard in a basketball game to keep giving low fives. Mm-hmm. So because we're all tall, it's easier to get a high five.
Yeah.
See, so you run past each other and you just hit his hand and you can keep going. Mm-hmm. Where normally you're trying to run back and try to give somebody a low five. Mm-hmm. It's hard because you got to find the hand where you know where it is when it's up high.
Yeah, okay. So you're proud of that, having invented the high five?
Oh yeah, I'm proud of it.
You come from Lansing, Michigan, and you have 6 brothers and sisters. Was your family kind of well off?
No, we were lower class, and my father worked 2 jobs. My mother worked as well, and they made sure we had food on the table and clothes on our back. But they worked very, very hard.
How did you discover that basketball was the most wonderful and important thing in life?
I think that, my mom and my dad played, and I didn't know that.
They played basketball?
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that when I was growing up.
Are they very tall too?
My dad's about 6'4", and my mom's about 5'7". And so I guess it was in the genes, so to speak, and because all my sisters played as well as all my brothers, so... I don't know, just a thing that I love, I had a lot of passion for, and I just went out and practiced every day and fell in love with it and found out that's what I want to be, a professional basketball player.
And is it true you couldn't even go shopping for your dad without having the ball? And
that's right. Yeah. My mom would send me to the store to pick up milk or whatever, and I would always take my ball with me, bounce it all the way there and all the way back. And I would get up every morning bouncing my ball. I felt at home with my basketball, so I would never leave it anywhere. Mm-hmm.
And then you went to Michigan State University, and I actually met a mate to you from there. A Swedish guy. Mm-hmm. Would you know who it is?
Stan. Felt right. Uh-huh.
Exactly. He told me everything about you.
Everything?
Yeah.
Man. Where is he? I'm going to get him for telling everything. He was supposed to tell you a little something, not everything. But it's not a lot to tell. I was a guy who enjoys life.
I can tell you what he told me, okay?
Okay, as long as it's not bad.
No, he told me that you were a star from start. You came into the college a star. Mm-hmm. And you went out even a bigger star. And another thing was that you were a born leader, he said. It took only a couple of months and you were the leader of the team. So how come you're a leader
I don't know. I've always been like that. I guess God just blessed me to be a leader.
Were you when you were small too, when you were playing with other kids?
Yeah, always.
You were the one to tell them what to do?
I wouldn't say tell them what to do, just direct them.
Just direct them.
That's a little different. So we won't make it as hard to say, I told them what to do. I just sort of directed them.
Then you went on to professional basketball. You played with the LA Lakers for many years. Was that what you had dreamed about all your life?
Oh, yeah. No question about it. I dreamed of a couple of things. First of all, making it to the NBA. And I had accomplished that. I wanted to retire my parents and make them work for me and buy them a big house. And
you did that too?
And I did that. I wanted to win. And we won 5 championships. We were in the finals 9 out of 12 years. So I accomplished that. I wanted to take something out of basketball and give it to somebody else. And I'm able to do that now, but I was doing that when I was playing. I wanted to help kids, talk to them, whether it's about basketball or life. And I've been able to do that. And I want to support and have a family and support them and give my wife everything we've always talked about having, but we were 2 broke college students with no money. And now we have a great life, not because of money, but we have a life that she can now have things that we didn't have a chance to have when we were in college.
Is there anything you did not accomplish yet that you wanted to?
Then I wanted to be a businessman, and that I am now. I wanted to own companies and businesses, and I own 3 or 4 of those. And so, because I enjoy helping people. See, young people see athletes and they say, okay, parents say he can play basketball, and the kids just go crazy because you can. But parents look at you and say, what else can you do? See? And then kids also look at what happens after your career. Because you have to remember, those kids grow up just like when you grow, they grow. So they don't want to read about that you blew all your money, that now something has happened to you in terms of you don't have a job, you're looking for a job. Because a lot of athletes come out with no money and can't get a job because they did not prepare themselves for life after sports. And I didn't want to be one of those.
Did you ever experience racial discrimination?
Oh, yeah.
In what way?
Well, you know, I got bused to an all-white school. And when busing first got started.
And you hated it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I hated it, and they hated me coming. And so it was a difficult transition, and something that they had to get used to and something I had to get used to. But as I look back at it now, it was still probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because I learned to work with them. I learned a lot of different things from them. And I apply it to my life now and to myself. So it worked out well, and I hope they learned a lot from me.
Do you still in any way experience racial discrimination?
I think it's out there, but you just don't run into it that much.
You don't run into it?
I don't. No.
But you see other people do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's always going to be there. You know, that's just life. We have to deal in reality, and reality is that it's not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere?
No.
You don't think it's going to change?
No.
No?
No way.
Why are you so pessimistic?
Because what happens is families breed it. They pass it down. And it's always going to happen. I deal in reality. I don't deal in, you know, we all wish that it don't happen, or it's no racial discrimination. It's no discrimination against people who have handicap or whatever. We all wish that, but reality says it's not going to happen.
But Martin Luther King had a dream. You don't share that dream.
Yeah, I have a dream too. I wish it, like I said, I wish that it's not happening. But in reality, I don't see it changing because I see it. You read about it every day.
So what do you say to your kids about that?
Well, I just point out the reality of it that is out there. You know,
do you say that you have to fight even harder because you're black?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And they will understand that themselves after going through it. And, but to stay strong and don't be a racist, you know, get along with everybody, treat people the way you want to be treated, just like my father and mother told me, and I tell them the same thing. Throw your arms out there, reach out to people.
I know you respect your father very, very much. Mm-hmm. What was the most important thing he taught you?
Just inner strength. That's what helped me through this, all of this.
Mm-hmm. It was also very tough on you.
Oh, yeah.
So what happened if you didn't do what he said?
You would be punished. Don't remind me of those days.
How did you get punished?
No, in different ways. He took things from me that I enjoyed doing.
Mm-hmm. Did he beat you up?
No, no. Whether it's taking sports away,
mm-hmm.
Making me do extra work around the house.
Make you get up very early in the morning?
Very early. Ooh.
How early?
It's 5, 6 in the morning, 7. And it's cold and dark and snow. And had to go out on the truck with him. So, and then sometimes what he would do, he had a job. He had to work from 5 to 2 in the morning at the factory. And it may have snowed hard that night. He would wake us up to go shovel the snow. And it's cold.
But so, it did you good?
Yeah, it did me a lot of the good.
Are you able to be as tough on your kids as he was on you?
Yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm. I'm a tough dad.
Mm-hmm.
Because life is tough. So you have to be tough. I try to teach them lessons like he taught me in terms of pointing out things.
But the little one is just around 2.
Yeah, he's only 2, so you can't be tough on him yet.
Mm-hmm. So when do you start getting tough?
Mommy spoils him too much anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's beautiful, and my oldest one is at that age now, 13, where you have to really tighten the screws on him and make sure that he doesn't get involved in drugs and different things like that.
Are you afraid?
For him? Oh, of course. Of course. Because kids get influenced by other kids so easily.
Your life changed in a very, very radical way. The 7th of November 1991, you revealed to the public that you had HIV. What did you expect? What kind of reaction did you expect?
I didn't really know. So,
were you afraid of it?
I was curious more than afraid because I really don't worry about what people think and say about me. That doesn't worry me, because if you know yourself and you know that you are the person that you are, whether you think you're a good person, then you are. And I think I'm a good person, so I didn't worry about that side. Mm-hmm. I just was wondering what was going to happen and how I was going to be treated.
Were you surprised at the reaction that met you?
Oh, very much so.
Why?
I mean, because it was just so overwhelming. I mean, but surprise from the world. See, because there was letters from, I got more letters probably from all over the world. I mean, it was like, I couldn't believe it. And we couldn't read all the mail, and still haven't today.
And what's the most common reaction?
People cried. Yeah. And, but I tell them to just don't cry, be happy and be strong in the fact that somebody out here was able to let them know HIV and AIDS is out here in a big way. And that, you know, I'm out here making that announcement to help them. So I think people understand that.
Can you very vividly remember the exact moment when you told your wife, Cookie,
Oh, yeah.
that you had HIV?
Like it was yesterday.
And what did she say? How did you say?
I was wondering, as I'm riding back from the doctors, you know, what I was going to say and how I was going to say it. And it was a tough ride. Then to actually see her at the door was even tougher. And she knew something was wrong right off, because we know each other so well. And I said, you know, sit down, and she sat down, and I told her that you know, I wanted to tell her something, and so I kind of paused, and she looked, I looked, and so I was trying to figure out what words do I use, how do I start this, and then it just came out. I told her that I had HIV, and I had to explain to her what that was and that whole thing. So she started crying, and because she was pregnant. So we both was wondering what that meant for the baby and for herself. And then I told her, after I told her that, what the doctor had told me, that she had to go in and run some tests on her. And so I said, you know, I would understand if you wanted to leave.
So how did she react?
She started crying. She was had fear because this just came on her. And
did she ask you how you had gotten it?
no, she didn't ask that. I think she asked the doctor that because it was new to both of us. I mean, so we both had to learn what it was and that whole thing. And so we both went to the doctor a couple of days after that to learn what it is, how I was going to deal with it. And then we got the news back from her, ran the test on her and the baby. So they were fine, no problem there. So we were both happy. And, you know, it was a great time in terms of once we found out the news about her and the baby. And I think it made it easier for us to continue on.
So Swedes know nothing about what the road trip basketball scene is like. Could you tell me what happened after the game when you came to the hotel?
Well, I think that fans be waiting, you know, all the time. And women want to meet you, want to talk to you, take you out, buy you a drink, whatever the case may be. So that's big in the United States, not just basketball, but any celebrity, any person who does their job well, make money, make a good living.
I know one hotel operator in New York who said you had a funny record. She never had as many messages to one single room as to yours.
Yeah, they say I still hold the record for the most phone calls at the hotel in New York.
I think what you experienced is what maybe many men would dream about. Was it a dream?
Yes, it was. It was definitely a dream. It was a life that, like you said, most men would dream about. It was a life that, at that time, you didn't know would turn around and hurt you. But I learned a lot from it.
If you don't think about the HIV for a moment, is there nothing else that would make you feel bad about being with so many different women all the time?
Well, I think that, you know, it's sort of hard to sit here now and say that, you know, if I didn't do this, if I didn't do that, because it's happened now. I think that I share my experience with people because especially men, because I want them to learn what I was going through, and because they're probably living the same type of life, and then and now you can't live that type of life.
And do they not do that? Basket players and other sports?
It's hard to say because I'm not involved that much in it, you know, in road trips so I don't know what people are doing. But I don't think they're living the same type of life. But some are because they're not going to listen to you. Some, but majority of them will.
Mm-hmm. As a woman, it's hard for me to understand this urge to sleep with new women all the time.
Meeting new women?
Yes.
The urge? I was single. And it's not like you had an urge to meet new women. New women wanted to meet you.
Mm-hmm. So they used you?
Huh?
They used you?
No. I'm trying to say this where you can understand. Women are attracted to successful men. And that's how it is.
But being with somebody who wants to be with you because you're a celebrity, I wouldn't get a kick out of that. Well,
you know, you grow up different than we grow up. And so you maybe can't relate to that right now. And it's sort of hard for I'm trying to let you know, but your culture may be different from United States, from America culture.
You think it's different between men and women too?
Oh yeah, it's different. Men and women are different, but men and women are the same because you want to marry somebody that you love, but you also, in that, you want them to work and be successful too. And that's how it is in our society, you know. Now, yeah, it's wrong to sleep with a person just because of their status or they have money, yeah.
Have you another view now? Do you think that sex should go on only within marriage now, when you know what you know?
Do I think that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I think that, but I know it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Once again, reality. Okay, it's true. Okay.
You know, because sex is up among teenagers higher than it's ever been before. Mm-hmm. So that tells me that it's not going to happen.
I read Norman Mailer interviewed Madonna, and they both claim that condoms are no good because it makes you be more careless to who you sleep with, and it takes away the pleasure. What do you say to people who say that?
Well, that's their opinion.
Is it your opinion?
No, I didn't say that. You know, I think that young people should abstain from having sex. And if they're going to do it, they should talk to their parents, their pastor or whatever at church. Then if they're going to do it, then they have to protect themselves and their partner.
You write a dedication in your book to your wife, Cookie, saying something like, I should have married you sooner, you were right. What did you mean by that?
What I meant by that was that the fact that our life did not change. I thought my life was going to change. And in reality, it got better when I married her.
Mm-hmm. So, you were afraid to marry her?
Mm-hmm. Because I thought my life was going to change.
She was a very, very strong woman. She knew all the time along that you had a lot of other women?
Well, I wouldn't say all that.
No?
I didn't disrespect her. That's disrespecting her, to bring that in her face. I would never disrespect her.
But she read about it in the papers.
Well, that's afterwards. There's nothing you can do about that.
Okay.
So
how do you and your wife deal with the private pressures of you having HIV?
No pressure.
No pressure
We
at all?
just live.
And you can have your life as you had before? You can sleep together?
Oh, yeah. We can do anything that you can do. Only thing, we just have to protect ourselves when we have sex. But other than that, it's no different. We live a great life. Wonderful.